I told you NBA 2K26 might end up being the easiest shooting 2K in ever. I'm serious. Between what the dev dropped in the Courtside Report and what Mike Wang confirming on Twitter, shooting in 2K26 might be more smoother, might be more consistent, and way easier to green than the majority of people realize. Let me break down the evidence on why I think we might be looking at one of the easiest shooting metas in a long time. All right, so first off, pure green windows only. Okay, let's start with no RNG. There is no RNG in shooting. There's always been some element of RNG in past versions of 2K. NBA 2K26 will be the first version ever in history to feature a completely pure green window. On pro or lower difficulty, you can still make whites, but otherwise it's green or miss. Okay, this means if you green it goes in, you know, that removes a lot of frustration from good timing and not rewarding it. That alone, listen, that alone makes the skill ceiling higher, but the floor higher also for consistency, because there's no more randomness screwing you over. Casuals could struggle, but let's be real, once they get the meta jumper, once we find the meta jump shots, you can no longer leave people open. You know how y'all was playing in 2K25? He hit 3 in a row and then you'll start, he ain't gonna hit 4 in a row, 5 in a row. Say goodbye to that. That brother might go 7 for 7 every game if he know his shot. All the little tryhards that's comboing skill, their normal jump shot skill with rhythm, they're not missing, bro. They're not missing. They will not miss in that corner because there's no RNG. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing stopping them. I don't think y'all realize these brothers gonna hit everything. You can no longer leave anybody open. So it's positive. I'm not saying it's like a negative thing. I'm just making y'all aware of what's going on. Think of the easiest shooting 2Ks like 24, 2K22. It's gonna be like that, but even easier. So this might mean the return of low 3-ball builds again. Y'all remember how you can bring a low 3-ball build and still green up 63 balls, 58 3-balls? I think that will come back. Especially, it might come back in this game, because if there's no RNG stopping you, all you need to know is your green window. If you can master timing your shot, you will never miss. Ever. According to what this says, you will never miss your shot if you know the timing completely. Which, hey, sure, that's sure. Now, you know, listen, that comes from 2K25, where we know our shot and we wouldn't hit it. But there is no more sagging on the third or fourth three thinking, oh, you ain't gonna hit 5 in a row. The game will not let him. No, that brother will go 7 for 7 on you. Do not leave him open. Do not leave anyone open. Glassitis is back into effect. See, glassitis work. Glassitis is the magnetic pull that centers have to the paint, and they never come out. They just stay in the paint. That's called glassitis. Glassitis method worked last year, because I used to do it. Because then when I used to go against them stretches, I already knew he wasn't going to hit that shot. I'm like, he ain't going to hit 4 in a row. Impossible. This game would not allow him to hit 4 in a row. Now, if that brother hit 1 or 2, I already know he might go 7 for 8, 8 for 9, 9 for 10. He might miss 1. But if he know what he doing, especially if he rhythming, he hitting all that bull. He hitting all that bull. And let's go to rhythm shooting. Now, there's rhythm shooting, which might make it the biggest buff to consistency we've ever seen. It says rhythm shooting is basically all about mastering your shot's unique tempo. The better time the release, the more wiggle room you have to master tempo. It's great if you need an intentional rush your shot to beat a closeout or a low shot clock. So Mike Wang said, look, I'm going to still give them a slight advantage. It makes it easier to green with rhythm, but apparently he still says he wanted no advantage over the other, but you already know how that's going to work probably. But this gives player more control than ever. You can speed up, you can delay your jumper based on what's happening in the game, and as long as you're in rhythm, the green window adjusts the match. That makes the shot making feel way more, fluid once you get the feel down. Okay, let's talk about the next thing, feedback. All right, they also tweaked out green feedback, where if you have an excellent shot release on a wide open shot with a good shooter, you'll get an instant green. It's a huge buff to open look. You're not gonna have to wait for delayed feedback or awkward animation. If you wide open and you time it well, it's a bucket, guaranteed. So if you playing 1v1, he leaving that brother wide open top of the key, and he hit it, he shoot it, and he get an instant green, you're like, oh my God. Yep, that means you're gonna have to play defense. I like this, I ain't gonna lie, because this will bring the return of lockdowns back. Lockdowns ain't gonna have a choice but to come back this year. Because if you got everybody greening left and right, hitting backflips and J.R. Smith animations, greening left and right, you must have something to stop it. You have to. Because last year, you didn't really have to. Go ahead and shoot, gang. You go ahead and shoot. You ain't gonna hit that, bruh. You're not hitting more than 3 or 4. Now, absolutely not, bruh. It's for slashers. The meter dunk allows you to change, like, much bigger green window on open dunks. So this might even mean for the slashers, bro. Slashers might go around yamming on everybody too, because the green window's so high and it's easy to green. You might see that come back too, just like 24. This is what we asked for, though. Remember, this is what we asked. This is what we wanted. This is what we complained about all year, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Now, will it be a good thing or bad thing? We're gonna find out. This is not even a negative video. I'm just spreading awareness so you know what to expect day one. And when you see the 60 overalls green and 3s, you'll be like, oh my. Oh my, we asked for it. We asked for this. All right, let's keep going. Meter options and remove risk settings. Shot meters from 2K24 and 25 returning, and new ones. All your shot meters from 24 and 25 are available to choose from this year, including the new and default meter you saw in the Courtside Report. On top of that, listen, shot and layup timing risk reward settings have been removed. Everyone will play on the same field. Evens the playing field, simplify the system. There's no more low risk, high risk, normal risk. That's gone officially. That's officially gone. You will not have that option of shooting setting. You know how every jump shot we have to say, put it on high risk so you can get all the grades. No, we're all in the same setting. And the fact that he said earlier, whites go in on pro. It depends if Park played on pro. If Park is played on pro, whites will go in Park on top of everything I just said. Okay, on top of everything it said. So when you add it all up, we got pure green windows. That's no randomness. We got rhythm time as freedom and flexibility. We got bigger green windows for open shots. We got instant green feedback, which means instant greens if you're wide open. You playing one-on-one and you leave the little play shot wide open. And no wrist sliders. This all screams shooter friendly. It's still a skill gap, it's still supposed to be a skill gap. So everybody's not going to go 9 for 9, even if this. But if you know the meta shot, you get your SIG, you get your lethal zones, and you get that meta shot that I'm going to give you, you probably going to be automatic. Even that little corner thing that they got going on. The corner threats going to go crazy, man. If you struggle to shoot in 2K24, or excuse me, 2K25, this is your year. This is your year to make that guard. You know, when the center in the group chat talking about, I'm going to make a guard this year, you might be able to get away with it this year. Because you will be able to shoot a lot more this year than last year. That's been one of the stressors, because nobody apparently can shoot. I know all the tryhards like, oh my God, what this mean for stage? Yes, they will green in your eye. Okay, they're going to green. If you leave them open even a second, they're greening. Yep, all that. Pro-am, comp pro-am. Them gonna be high scoring games, 150 to 140. All that. But at least you can hit your shots. At least you can hit your shots. At least you can green. At least you can hit all the bull, because in 2K25, once again, everybody complained about the RNG. So they took it out. So I ain't gonna lie. One of the first things I'm finna try to see if my low 3 ball still green up, because if you don't need a high 3 ball in this game, you can get away with like a 70, 75. You know what that means, right? That's a potential of what? Demigods. Because if you're not spending 80 points, 89, 93 3 on shooting, and you spending on other stuff, this is how you end up with demigods. This is normally how it ends up. So if you only need a 74 3 ball to get catch and shoot, and that's it, and you shooting still consistent without it, there's a jumper for 73 balls, yeah, that might be the return of a demigodish type build where the build can do everything, because now you don't need the high 3 ball. That's normally how it works, just like this, and it normally works in 2Ks like this. So we might see a return of a meta height, like a tall height build. I definitely think it's gonna happen. I think the 6'9s or 6'8 or 6, one of them coming back for sure. But I do think 2K will be possibly the easiest shooting 2K of all time, man. What do y'all think? Will 2K26 be easier to shoot based on the skill? Or is there something that they might be hiding before the game drops that might be like, nah? And if you want to see why there ain't no demo news coming out, where the demo? You want to know everything about the demo? You got to click that right there on the screen. Teach you everything about what happened to the demo.